Previously on Rings of Power. If only that was what really happened. We rejoin Galadril after surviving a 700-degree pyroclastic flow to the face. She is completely fine though, apart from the danger of looking like she could be at any moment eaten by Nikado Avocado.
Cheetos! Excuse me, we have to make some room for the Cheetos. Out your way you go.
But damn, look at those houses. Everyone inside them must have been vaporized, but what if you were outside the house? Totally fine apparently.
Are you hurt? Stay with me.
Isildur, who isn't listening to me, decides to make the bad mistake of going inside a house, which gives him a big fiery hug. Isildur! Guess he's dead. Now this really is the problem for prequels, in that you know that certain characters can't die, and so it just doesn't really build up any tension in the show. The Halfoots are back this week, everyone, and Mount Dumb's explosion hit these 5 apple trees in particular, which means the no-shoes are doomed.
We're doomed!
Doomed!
Not the 5 apple trees, their whole society depends on it. The Halfoots did see Big Wizard Man slap the ground once.
How can you slap? How can you slap?
This means he can heal the trees, and it's a good idea for him to try. Now, unless they thought that slapping people is medicine, I'm not sure how this was a good idea. Anyway, it works. But oh no. Oh, look at that. He did exactly what they asked him to do, but because a child got in his way and a branch fell, this means he's a bad guy again. God damn, do I hate these soulless midgets. You know, because they've got no shoes. Soulless. Moving on. The elves tried to buy mithril from the Dwarven King, and he asked a very good question.
Tell me, why should we trust any elf?
I never made a promise I didn't.
Well, I mean, apart from the last time we saw Elrond, where he breaks his oath to Durin immediately.
I will not risk dwarven lives to help the elves cheat death. I am sorry, my son, but their time has come.
I am honestly quite shocked by the Dwarven King. He's making perfect sense, unlike anyone else in this show. The king poses a very good point that
The fate of the elves was decided many ages ago by minds much wiser, much farther seeing than our own.
But Durin doesn't like the idea of his friend dying. Fortunately, there is a solution, as they can all go to the Undying Lands. Apparently, Gil-galad can just grant people passage to the place where they can all live forever, like he did with Galadril, and they don't really want to be in Middle-earth anyway, so what's the problem? Reasons. This will never be brought up in the show again, so that's why we get the spooky goo tree. There is a very tearful goodbye, even though if Elrond will still die one day, he will almost certainly outlive Durin, which makes Durin cry for some reason, and then he slides the mithril across the table, leaving near the darkening leaf, and it cures the black goo immediately and forever, which poses a question. Do they need to just touch the mithril once in a while to survive, or walk through a mithril door or something? Seems like they really don't need that much of it at all. Hey, but what do I know about cause and effect? Back in Mordor, Isildur's dad spots his girlfriend. That's the one with the scar on it, by the way, but his son is nowhere to be found. The queen is brought to him, but unfortunately, they didn't even bother to clear the ash that fell on Isildur, despite knowing exactly where he was because they saw it. Well, I mean, the queen didn't see it because she's blind now. This is important.
How much further until we're clear of this smoke? How long have we been clear of it?
Nearly a mile.
I see.
But not really though, because she's blind. And with no one around to watch, Galadril makes Theo a man.
Perhaps we can make one of you yet.
Could be Gandalf is kicked out of the Halffoot village for actions of other people's, which is sad. Wait, did Girl Frodo always have a little sister? It's really hard to follow this show sometimes because it's so uninteresting, but surely I'm not the only person that never noticed it before, right? Okay, so Theo and Galadriel are lost in the woods, which doesn't make sense because everyone was in a small undefendable village last episode, but now everyone is separated? How? I mean, she walks right through the middle. We saw it at the beginning of the episode. The village didn't get swept away by a giant tornado and placed somewhere else. The only logical reason that Galadriel and Theo are alone is that she led them away from the group on purpose for a taste of man flesh.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
She confirms her thirst by stating that her husband is dead.
And my husband.
Husband?
Celeborn was his name.
Wait, what? Isn't that like this guy?
Tell me where is Gandalf, for I much desire to speak with you.
Now, again, I'm not the biggest lore guy, but this guy and Galadriel have a daughter, right, that marries Elrond? How can he be dead? Is she just like really slow pregnant right now or something? Or is the daughter born and she just never cared to notice or mention her?
Tell me where is
Galadriel. for I much desire child support payments.
Galadril is so much better than everyone that even in her own backstory, she explains that her man was too silly to put on his armor. Are they trying to make her as insufferable as possible? It seems like the only explanation sometimes. Also, I kind of thought that the orcs could see in the dark or something. Do they really need these torches? Maybe they're just hot and it's that evil fire they're using to cool off with. Who can say? Back in Khazad-dûm, Elrond and Durin are sneaky mining, and Elrond gives a dwarf advice on how to mine.
We need to give the rocks time to resettle.
What, mate? Anyway, they have a tender moment together before Elrond takes a look up Durin's hole.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Durin, I came.
However, like all forbidden romances, it has to come to an end.
I can explain.
Enough!
She's the elf.
Durin tells his dad to shut up because you don't understand my new lifestyle, and the king disowns him.
Leave it. It's not yours anymore.
Wait, Poppy? What are you doing? You can't eat all those fucking apples.
Fuck you, I can't eat all these apples.
Eat all those apples, you're gonna get a wicked bad tummy ache.
Oh no, but what's this? Bigfoot has arrived.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Also, legs. Feminem is hot on the trail. She hasn't even had time to wash her nasty-ass fingers. Look, there's a river just there. You put your hands in water. Give them a quick wipe. No? Okay, maybe later. They are hot on the trail of Gandalf, or I guess maybe Saruman. Maybe some people will say that in the comments. But Nori can't help but interfere, revealing their position.
He went that way. Go on now. Leave her alone!
You heard her.
Kind of wondering at this point if we've ever seen fire be hot. Oh, there you go. Nice. So apparently the spooky girl wizards are actually good. And finally, the evil halfwits are being punished for their crimes against humanity, abandoning people to the wolves, leaving them for bees, and stealing their wheels.
Take their wheels and leave them.
Isn't it nice when the bad guys get what's coming to them? Isildur's dad tries to get his girlfriend to come back to Numenor, but she doesn't want to go, so they release it to the wild. You know, so we can find Isildur and then bring him back in the next episode or something. You know, just like Aragorn did in Lord of the Rings. Remember that? Remember Lord of the Rings?
I should never have pulled the elf on board. I should have left her in the sea where I found her.
Yes. Yes, you should have. Because...
The sea is always right!
The sea is always right!
The Queen Regent. Is she here?
Betrayer. In truth, it was I who was betrayed.
Galadril.
You dare speak to me?
So the Queen doesn't want anyone to know that she's blind and is wearing a blindfold to hide this?
That doesn't make sense.
The Queen is big mad though, and she's bringing back armies of Numenor to fight the orcs.
Vengeance is mine.
But they're taking most of their army back with them. Shouldn't they just leave most of them at the garrison? That way they don't need to feed all the people on the ship ride back to Numenor? Oh well, what are you worried about? Don't think about it. Gelfrodo's dad gives a half-foot propaganda speech.
We're Harfoots. Better than any creature in all Middle-earth. We stay true to each other with our hearts even bigger than our feet.
Now, I really do have to ask, do the writers truly believe that the Harfoots are a true and honest society that are kind to each other? I mean, if they wrote this and they really think that, then that really goes a long way to explain everything else in this show. What absolute poppycock.
It would be grand if you weren't right all the time. Doesn't matter anyway, we're all gonna die.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Halbrand.
I thought you were dead.
I was.
So apparently this wound needs elvish medicine. Wait, is that man shaking a coconut? Where the hell did he get a coconut from?
We found them. Found them? The coconut's tropical. What do you mean? Well, this is a temperate zone.
Uncontent to even let one character in this show be good, we return to the dwarves. Disa, who was previously fine, is now a fifth.
What's a fifth? A sith. That's a pretty nasty list you have there.
And together we will rule this mountain and all others before our time is done. That mithril belongs to us.
The leaf falls through the cavern, making so much noise it wakes the Balrog.
You serious?
Fuck trees. Oh look, it's Adar, and I'm generally glad that he's okay. But Adar has noticed the text on screen. What? Ah, it's good to laugh, but for the wrong reasons. What is this video game transition? Are they going to a new zone or something? Oh my god, who approved this? I really hope they do this for Sauron's reveal next week. With just 1 week to go before the conclusion, we fade to black. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's epic twists in the finale. And be sure to let me know what your favorite part was of this episode in the comments. And I'll see you next time.